I'm Melanie. Today's yoga flow will be a 20 to 25-minute yoga sequence that's going to focus a little bit on opening the hips and a little bit on the core. So if you've been feeling a little sluggish and you need just a bit of a pick-me-up, then I hope this yoga flow can give you what you need. If you enjoyed the video today, I hope that you will click like and you will subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate it and I hope you have an excellent class. So let's get practicing. Let's begin lying on our backs. So make your way down to the mat. Just lift your pelvis up slightly and tuck and roll the spine so that you feel that at least most, if not all, of your back is touching the mat. And take the feet, so bend the knees and take the feet relatively close to the sit bones. But maybe if you reach down, your fingertips would slightly brush. Take the hands either side of the body. And we're going to start lifting that pelvis and start to lift up the spine until we get maybe to the top where we feel we can't lift any further. Give your glutes a little squeeze as you get to the top and then roll back down through the spine until all your back is on the mat. So we're going to do that a little faster, 4 more times. Maybe you want to introduce your breath, so inhale, lift the spine all the way up. Keep breathing, squeezing the glutes. Imagine you're squeezing a block between the thighs. On your next exhale, start to lower the spine down. 3 more times. One more time. So we're going to do it one more time, but when we get to the top, we're going to, instead of hold, we're going to do a few pulses. So start lifting the pelvis off, lifting the spine, come all the way up towards the top. When you feel comfortable here, we're just going to pulse 10 times as if you're thrusting your pelvis forward. Squeeze through the glutes and really feel a core engagement here. When you've done your 10, you're feeling it through your quads as well. Lower yourself all the way down. Take the knees into the chest, give yourself a little squeeze, a little roll on the spine. Hands come underneath the thighs, roll yourself up to seated. And we're going to switch over onto our hands and knees onto tabletop. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. A little wiggle, just if you feel like you need a bit of movement before we carry on. So lengthen out the right foot, tuck in the right toes. Press through that heel, feeling the stretch of the hamstrings. And then maybe lift that right foot up. But if you are finding that you arch a lot in that spine, just keep it down. Then take the left hand up off the ground in front of you. On your next exhale, bring the left elbow and the right knee towards each other underneath your body. Inhale, reach them away from each other. Exhale towards. 3 more times. And then coming back to tabletop. Switch to the other side. So first tuck that left toe under. Press through the heel so you can find a hamstring stretch. Keep pressing for 1 more breath. And then option to either stay here or take the foot up. And then take the right arm up in front of you. Next, exhale, bring the elbow and the knee to meet underneath your body. Inhale, reach the left foot and right arm away. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, reach. 2 more. 1 more. Coming back to tabletop. Take the right knee and lift it up towards the outside as if you're a little dog about to take a pee. Not the best vision, but you'll get what I mean. And then start rolling and rounding that hip. And so you're taking circles with the knee, opening up the hip. Keep your balance through the 2 palms. And then maybe once you've gone a few circles one way, you do it the other way. And then come back to tabletop. Let's take it on the other side. So left knee comes out towards the side. A little dog analogy. And then start taking circles. Maybe they're really big or maybe they're really small. And to be honest, it really doesn't matter what they look like. It's just this idea of getting into that hip. Once you've done one way, do the other and come back to tabletop. Let's tuck our toes, lift our knees off of the mat and hover for 3, 2, 1. Come back to downward dog. Take a few generous bends in the knees, maybe moving and stretching from one side to the other. And start walking the feet towards the hands. When they meet them, grab opposite elbows. Then take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Allow the fist to come over the head. Maybe a small micro bend in the knees. So you allow the tummy to come towards the thighs and the fists come a little bit further over. On your exhale, lift yourself all the way up to standing. Unwind the hands, give yourself a shake out, a little wiggle of the butt, a little roll of the shoulders. Come to stand at the top of your mat. Inhale, lift the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward, palms come down to the mat, bend the knees, head is heavy. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down as you rise up, hands come over the head. We're going straight back down, hinging at the hips, hands come down to the mat, bend the knees. Inhale, hands come to the sides, this time lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach yourself all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step it back to plank, lower down the knees. Untuck the toes with elbows really close to the body. We're lowering ourselves all the way down to the mat. Peel the chest off of the mat, gaze slightly forward, and as you exhale, fold forward. Press through the palms. Take the sit bones back towards the heels, tuck the toes, lift the bum up towards the sky, down dog. Take a few breaths here. Finding a little movement, something that feels juicy and delicious. Again, stretching from side to side, bending the knees deep, maybe coming onto tiptoes. And then lengthening out the legs. Heels come down to the mat. Come to tiptoes, bend the knees, look between the palms. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. We're coming right back down, hinging at the hips, hands come to the mat. Inhale, hands to the sides this time, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Step it back to plank. Drop the knees or move through your vinyasa, high plank to low plank, elbows close to the body. Come forward onto tops of your feet, upward facing dog, press through the palms. Roll over the tops of the feet, sit bones to the sky, down dog. This time come forward into plank, bend the knees, ripple back to down dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, bending the knees, rippling back, down dog. One more time, forward into plank. And rippling back, down dog. Come to tiptoes, bend the knees, look between the palms, step it or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, hands to the sides, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root through your hands as you lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Good work, guys. Now we're a little warm. Step the left foot back. Take a bend in the knee, and you're coming onto the tiptoes of the left foot. We're in a high lunge. Take the hands on the hips and find whether you can coax that left hip forward, right hip back so they feel quite level. They're kind of facing both forward. And you take as deep a bend in that front knee as you want. Take the arms up above the head. 2 breaths here. And take the hands down, take them behind the back, interlace the fingers, ground down that back foot. Maybe it seems like both feet are on train tracks, so you feel a bit more stable. We're going to take that fist down towards the mat, opening up through the chest. Fold forward into Hannibal Warrior, so right shoulder comes onto the inside of the right knee. We're squeezing our inner thighs through a center line, so we're not taking the right hip out to the side too much. And we're allowing our fists just to come over our head. One more breath here. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Next inhale, bring yourself all the way back up, but keep the hands behind the back. Start taking the weight into the front foot, lifting off that back foot, coming into Warrior 3. Keep lifting the foot and lifting the arms away from the body. Imagine that that left hip is again coming to be a little bit more level, so the hips are facing the mat. Keep your concentration for one more breath. Then start to lower down. Unwind the hands, coming back into high lunge. Start to drop the left hand down towards the mat, but keep your gaze up at the right hand. Left hand comes down next to right foot. Lift the right arm up towards the sky. Maybe give your arm a little circle here, if that feels good. Or maybe you want to come onto the edges of both feet for a little extra twist. And frame the right foot. Step back to plank. We're lowering down through a vinyasa. Coming into down dog, let's step the left foot between the palms. This time we're lifting up into high lunge. Feel that right hip coming forward, left hip coming back. 2 more steady breaths here. Feel that pull on the top of a right thigh. And take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers the other way. That feels a little bit funky. Ground that back foot. Keep the bend in the front knee as you pull the fist towards the mat, opening the chest. And then fold forward. Left shoulder into the inside of the left knee. Keep squeezing through to the midline. One more breath here, inhaling and exhale. Next inhale brings you all the way up. Keep the hands interlaced behind. Start to take the weight into the front foot as you lift the right foot off of the mat. Warrior 3. If there's wobbles, just try again. One side might be a lot more wobbly than the other. But keep that integrity, that concentration for one more breath. Inhaling and exhale. Oops, slowly come down. Lift the arms above the head. Keep the gaze on the left hand as you reach that right hand down next to the left foot. We're coming into the side twist. Start circling the left arm if that feels good. And then framing the left foot, step it back to plank. Lowering down through your vinyasa, high plank to low plank, or knees and lower down. Up dog, down dog. Take a few moments here in your down dog. Whether you take ripples, you keep it static, or you're just bending your knees. Bring attention back to the breath. And come high on the tiptoes, bend the knees, look between the palms, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down as you rise all the way up, hands come above the head. Exhale, hands to heart center. From the top of your mat, step the left foot back and wide. You're coming to face the long edge of your mat. Feet are quite wide and toes pointing out. Take the hands to heart center. We are going to squat to goddess. So start to lower down and sitting a little deeper. Then lengthen your legs, stand up. And we'll do that 4 more times. Keep a little engagement in the belly as you do so. So squatting down and then coming back up. Keeping length in the spine rather than rounding. That's 2, 3, and 4. On our next one, we're going to squat down and stay. Hands can either stay at heart center, they can move onto the thighs, they can go above the head. I'm going to take my hands down onto my thighs, physically actually moving and externally rotating that flesh. Then I'm going to dip the left shoulder down towards the center, coming back up, and dip the right shoulder down to the center and come back up. Then lift yourself all the way back up. Hands come to hips. Step back to the front of your mat. Keeping the feet, let's say, as wide as the mat. We're just going to make our way down slowly into a squat. So if you're here, that's great. If you're still up here, it's not a still. This is how your body is today. But wherever you are, we're going to just work with a little bit of mobility. So either keeping hands at heart center or fingertips on the mat, we're going to start walking our squat backwards. Still try to keep a little length in the spine rather than rounding. Then when we get to the back of the mat, we'll move forwards. Try to use the whole of the sole of your feet rather than just the tiptoes. We're going back. One more time. Whew. And one more time forwards. When we get to the front, take the hands onto the mat, fold forward, lift your sit bones. We're in a forward fold, palms on the mat, bend your knees if you need. Take 2 breaths here. And then start to lower your bum down to the mat. You're coming back into your squat. And then allow your sit bones to come onto the mat. Take the soles of the feet to face each other. And the feet as close to the sit bones as is comfortable. Either taking the hands above the ankles around the legs, or you can interlace the fingers and take them round the feet. Let's lift up through our spine, and as we exhale, we're folding forward. So maybe your elbows come and press out through the calves or the thighs. And if you're doing that, maybe meet them with a little bit of resistance from your legs rather than just pressing them open. So switching on those muscles in the legs, making a little less passive. We're still keeping length in our spine. Our gaze is just in front on the floor. Few more breaths here. Maybe you're noticing that you're able to fold a little further forward. Your hips are opening up a little more. One more breath. And then allow yourself to slowly come up. Take the feet out in front of you so you make a little diamond shape with your legs. And this time we're not going to pay too much attention to our spines, to keeping them long. We're just going to round over, taking our head towards our feet. Arms can hang out on the mat, on the ground. Close your eyes and bring yourself back to your breath. Notice where it flows through your body. And start to walk the fingertips up slightly. Coming back to seated. Coming into a comfortable seat, so maybe legs are crossed. We're taking our hands on top of our thighs. We're closing down our eyes and we're breathing together to close the practice. Allow your spine to be long. You sit tall and proud. Take the shoulders up towards the ears and then roll them backwards. A little bit of opening across the chest. Feel the coolness of breath on the top lip as you inhale, and the warmth on your nostrils as you exhale. Let's breathe together, inhaling and exhaling. Keeping it through the nose. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the chest. Exhale, allow all the breath to exit your body. One more breath together, inhaling. One more exhale together. Start to blink the eyes open, joining me in the room. Thank you very much for joining me once again. Have a great day, and whatever you do, I hope this practice has helped bring a little bit more light into your day.